Number 2, One More Day. Okay, everybody saw this one coming from a mile away. The answer, since so many people have been requesting it and asking about it, is no. No, I will not review One More Day. I don't even get why people have been asking. I made it clear from the start what my problem with this book is. I had no significant complaints until one major thing. Spider-Man makes a deal with the devil. And no, Joe Quesada, you cannot say he isn't the devil. He's red. He has horns. He has frickin' goat feet, and he resides in hell and makes deals for souls. He's the devil. And even if he wasn't the devil, he'd still be a horrible evil force that you cannot trust to honor bargains. There's a misconception about JMS and One More Day. You see, he wanted his name taken off of the last 2 issues of it. People have interpreted this to mean that he thought that the two shouldn't get separated, or that Mephisto shouldn't have been involved. Not so. His objection was the execution of what happened after the story. He had written up a detailed plan of everything that the deal with Mephisto had changed, what wasn't in continuity anymore and what was, including the idea that Gwen Stacy was alive again, and he wanted this to be printed after the book so fans could be told all this, since of course there are fans who have been reading the book for literally decades who would want to know this stuff. Marvel Editorial, however, declared in response that it's magic, we don't have to explain it, believing that they should play fast and loose with continuity. He still wrote it. He still supported the retcon. He still supported Mephisto. Was it his idea? Probably not, but it still happened. Every writer makes bad stories from time to time. Anyway, it seems that this young girl also reflects my own opinion of this story. You know what your problem is? You're selfish. You're selfish and you're self-involved and you always put your pain at the center of the universe. As long as you can go to sleep with a clear conscience, you don't care who else has to pay the price for that good night's sleep. The whole world has to answer for your pain. And you know why? Because making the pain big makes you big, makes your revenge big, makes you feel big. Those are awfully big ideas for a kid. You'll notice that he didn't have an answer nor a rebuttal to that. It's almost like J. Michael Straczynski hated writing this crap and pointed out the big, lingering character hole of this whole mess. Oh yeah, and this is probably a good time for me to correct a mistake I made. Back in my Superman number 701 review, I said that JMS was fully on board with undoing the marriage. I was actually wrong about that, basing that assumption on my own faulty memories of the time. While JMS was still willing to write the story, he was against splitting them up, and liked them as a couple. My mistake, though I still don't know if he thought bringing Mephisto in on that was a good idea or not. Peter comments that it must be a fun job, and game designing dude is quiet for a minute. You know why guys like me get into games like that? For fun? The same reason that everybody else does? Because there's something missing. Oh no, you're not gonna do this, are you? We look around at a world where there used to be a chance of being a hero, of being important, and it's just not there the way it used to be. You can't just pick up a gun and become a gunfighter, or go off and explore for a new world, or pull a sword out of a stone, or rescue a damsel in distress. Scientists explore new possibilities all the time. Police, firefighters, and doctors are heroic in many ways. You're an idiot! So we play games and we read books because the world we got isn't the world we thought we were supposed to get. The world we thought we'd been promised by somebody. My God! Clearly this version of Peter Parker has been placed here to try to make us transfer our irritation at the original's whining onto them. What the writers did not bank on, however, is that I am perfectly capable of finding them both annoying, just for different reasons. Though I do have to say, whining about how tough life is and how unfair everything is while you hold a job that many people can only dream to possess. Yeah, you're not looking like the better man. Because things didn't turn out the way they were supposed to, so we go someplace else. But those places don't really exist. You're seriously doing this, aren't you? Are you kidding me? Seriously, look at this again.
You know why guys like me get into games like that? Because there's something missing.
And then we have,
because things didn't turn out the way they were supposed to, so we go someplace else.
this freaking comic just said that the reason people play video games and enjoy escapist fiction is because they're losers who want something more with their lives. I don't know if it was Joe Quesada or JMS who wrote this, but considering JMS's body of work concerning speculative fiction and the fact that issues 3 and 4 of One More Day were heavily rewritten, I think it's fair to assume that Joe Quesada wrote this. In which case, I have something to say. You insulting, patronizing dickhead! How dare you! How dare you insult video game creators and players? How dare you criticize people for enjoying escapist fiction when freaking superhero comics are escapist fiction? If JMS wrote those bits, then those remarks can go to him. Either way, this scene is another reason why I decided to finally talk about this story. Forget about the deal with the devil. I am shocked that nobody ever talks about this. That's what this thing is saying. You buy our crap because you're a loser, so keep buying our crap, loser. Oh, and pardon me if I've become a broken record, but yeah. All this, completely pointless to the story. You know why this comic is called One More Day? It's because you want one more day after the one you just wasted reading this. Anyway, let's continue. This is a good time to make another correction. Way back when I talked about this in my top 15 comics I'll never review, I said that Mephisto had horns and hooves like the stereotypical devil image. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, because Mephisto doesn't have either of those. I don't know, I think the pointy ears, complete redness, and the fact that he's still a demonic being just kind of painted my mental image of him. However, my point from that still stands. He's the devil! This story is literally about making a deal with a demon! And if there are seriously still people out there who try to contend that he's not the devil, well, where in the hell do you think the name Mephisto comes from? Mephistopheles, the demon who made a pact with Faust to sell his soul. His name is derived from the Hebrew words for destroyer and liar. Why would you believe a single damn thing he says? Number 6. JMS was against splitting up Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. I brought this one up during the 200th episode, but it bears repeating, since I should assign blame where appropriate. In the Superman number 701 review, I stated that viewers were incorrect in defending J. Michael Straczynski for One More Day. They stated that he was against splitting the two up and would have been perfectly happy letting the two continue to be married. And I was wrong. Very wrong. During a Facebook feud between JMS and Spiderman editor Stephen Wacker, JMS made that very clear, and that the decision to unmarry the two and erase every story he had written for 8 years was an editorial mandate. Oh, don't we just love those? So my saying that he bore as much blame was unfounded, and I do apologize. However, also in the 200th episode, there was that scene featuring an overweight alternate Peter Parker who derides the concept of escapist fiction as being nothing more than puerile fantasy from losers who couldn't do anything with their real lives. I assumed, because I had read that issues 3 and 4 had been heavily rewritten, that it was most likely Joe Quesada who had done this. However, a kindly fan asked JMS about the rewrites, who said that actually most of issue 3 was pretty much as he intended, which would include that scene. You'll forgive me if I don't include the tweet where he said so, I couldn't locate it again. And that means I said very insulting things towards the guy who didn't want to do the story in the first place. The guy whose writing I usually really like. I really like Babylon 5.
I know. And your guilty anguish is, it's delicious. It's like a little mini-meal between lunch and dinner. Quite frankly, it's all I can do not to grind pepper on your head.